While everyone is terrified of robots taking over the world, I cracked the code to the greatest wealth transfer in history. I spent hours analyzing this tech map last night, and I was literally in shock looking at the screen. Can you believe it? There are a total of 10 main categories here, and exactly 38 different tech elements hidden between these branches. I couldn't believe my eyes while researching this data from the dark point, where artificial intelligence meets nuclear energy, right down to the neural chips that will be implanted directly into our brains. Every single detail actually holds a mind-blowing money-making opportunity. I lost sleep when I saw how people who step into these disruptive sectors early will make massive amounts of money in the next 5 to 10 years. I have set my mind on getting my own share of this trillion-dollar pie. But are you ready to take your own share from this digital treasure? If you want to prepare for this technological wealth revolution with me, like the video and come on, subscribe right now and support me, please. I am starting with the #1 wealth spot on this map, and it is truly terrifying. I froze in shock while researching how AI agents and edge computing are taking over our lives. I asked myself, where will they run all these massive artificial intelligence models? The answer is very clear on the map: massive data centers and new generation AI chips. While examining the market, I saw that these new generation chips process 40% faster than the old ones, but at the same time, they consume a mind-blowing amount of electricity. This is exactly where the hidden mine we will make money from begins. They can never solve this massive energy hunger with ordinary wind or solar panels. If you look closely at that hidden line on the map, you will see that the solution leads directly to nuclear energy and small modular reactors, meaning uranium. I was mind-blown when I realized this connection. While everyone is blindly attacking only artificial intelligence companies, I have already added the uranium companies and modular reactor investments that will keep this technology alive to my list. I am sure that this nuclear awakening will multiply its value in the energy market by 5 in just the next 3 years. Are you ready to turn this crazy energy crisis into a massive investment opportunity? The second stop on the map really scares me: wearable technologies. I already knew that smart glasses would soon replace mobile phones, but that is definitely not the real bomb. That thin technology line on the map goes beyond smart glasses and connects directly to neural chips that will be integrated into the human brain. I got goosebumps when I first saw this. I asked myself, are they really going to put a chip in my head? But when I put my emotions aside and looked at this purely from an investor's perspective, I came across an incredibly profitable picture. These brain-computer interface companies that will connect the human mind directly to the internet and the Metaverse universe will make the biggest financial boom of the next decade. A brand new trillion-dollar market is being built just to be able to control machines with the power of thought. I always regretted not being able to invest early in the smartphone revolution, but this time I have put neural chip manufacturers on my radar, and I aim to multiply my money with the stocks of these companies. I do not want to be just the consumer of this terrifying digital evolution. But will you run away in fear of the idea of a chip being implanted in your brain? Or will you turn this revolution into a massive fortune like me? When I came to the third great treasure on the map, I realized how traditional banking is actually slowly dying: crypto and tokenization. I was shocked while researching how stablecoins are removing borders worldwide. Now even massive companies transfer billions of dollars in seconds with zero commission. But the thing that really excited me and made me recreate my portfolio was the tokenization of real-world assets. Just imagine, I will be able to buy and sell digital shares of a massive skyscraper or a priceless piece of art in seconds just by using my phone. When I examined this system, I saw that traditional real estate and stock markets will change 100% in the face of this technology.
While everyone is just trading classic coins, I am collecting the projects that build this tokenization infrastructure in the background, from the bottom. According to reports, it is predicted that this market will reach a massive size of $16 trillion in the next 5 years. I have already started waiting right at the taps where this massive money will flow. But are you going to continue letting your wealth rot in those old and slow bank accounts?
When I came to the 4th place on the map, I saw that science fiction movies have completely turned into reality. Robotic evolution and humanoid robots. You must completely forget those clunky robotic arms working in factories. My jaw dropped while watching the test videos of humanoid robots with new generation biomechanical muscles. They climb stairs, carry heavy loads, and very soon they will even wash dishes in our homes. I could not help but ask myself if we will all be unemployed 10 years from now. But right after that, my investor identity kicked in and I saw the real opportunity. Can you imagine how the stocks of the companies producing these humanoid robots that will take away the jobs of millions of people will multiply? I have already started investing not only in popular robot brands, but also in the background sub-industry companies producing those biomechanical joints that allow these robots to move. I am sure that in the future, we will see more robots than humans on the streets, and I have taken my position to be one of the biggest shareholders of this revolution. But will you wait for a humanoid robot to take your job away? Or will you become a partner in the company that produces that robot and add fortune to your wealth?
When I looked at the 5th revolution point on the map, I realized that everyone around me is actually making a huge investment mistake. New generation vehicles and battery wars. Everyone is lining up to grab the shares of popular brands that produce electric vehicles. But while researching the depths of this supply chain, I saw that the real massive money lies not in the cars themselves, but directly in the batteries inside them. The detail of rare earth elements and metals on the map was a complete awakening for me. The global need for mines like lithium and nickel to make those giant batteries that will run millions of vehicles will skyrocket to an unimaginable level in the coming years. I am not interested at all in those who sell cars in the showcase. I'm investing in the giant charging station networks that will keep those cars on the roads and the mining companies that extract the raw materials for the batteries. As the electric vehicle market grows, these background companies will quietly create massive fortunes, and I have already caught this opportunity. But will you invest in those popular car brands that everyone is chasing? Or will you partner with the real battery kingdom behind the scenes like me?
The 6th stop on the map completely defies gravity, space economy, and orbit wars. I was really surprised to see that rocket launches have now become as cheap and frequent as an ordinary bus ride. But the real deal does not lie in those shining stars in the sky, but in the tens of thousands of satellites launched into low Earth orbit. Space has now turned into a brand new real estate and internet market. I could not believe my eyes while researching how satellite companies will monopolize the entire communication infrastructure in the world. I even saw that some private companies are allocating massive funds to do space mining on asteroids. I immediately put these space pioneers on my radar, and I am moving my portfolio to orbit to get my share of this extraterrestrial trillion-dollar pie. While borders and resources on Earth are rapidly running out, there are no borders in space, and I plan to get the biggest profit from this infinity. But will you still invest your money in boring plots of land on Earth, or will you set your eyes on this massive wealth in the stars like me? Come on, subscribe right now and support me, please.
The 7th gold mine on the map is actually directly about our bodies, advanced health technologies and biotechnology. I already knew how telehealth brought hospitals into our smartphones, but I was literally in shock while researching how new generation weight loss treatments turned the pharmaceutical industry upside down. The companies producing these formulas that end obesity with just a simple injection have experienced an unbelievable rise in the stock markets over the last year. A brand new trillion-dollar biotechnology market is being built to extend human lifespan and stop aging. The moment I realized there is no sector in the world more profitable than human health, I added these new generation genetics and telehealth companies to my portfolio. It makes much more sense to me to partner right now with the giants producing those miraculous treatments rather than waiting to get sick. But will you entrust your health only to doctors, or will you become one of the investors of this biological revolution?
When I looked at the 8th point on the map, I saw science fiction turning into reality in the sky: air taxis and drones. While wasting my hours in traffic, I was filled with immense excitement watching the test flights of electric vertical takeoff vehicles. Very soon, giant cargo companies and elites will no longer use the roads. While examining this sector, I realized the real money lies not only in producing these flying cars, but in the autonomous software companies that will manage them in the air. A brand new invisible highway is being built over the cities, and this massive airspace holds a value of trillions of dollars. I have already made room in my portfolio for air taxi infrastructure projects, so I do not miss this transportation revolution. But will you continue wasting your hours in boring traffic every morning, or will you invest in the sky highways of the future with me?
The 9th item on the map is actually that invisible shield keeping everything else standing: cybersecurity and network defense. While researching artificial intelligence, space satellites, and autonomous vehicles, I asked myself, what if someone hacks these systems? I was truly terrified when I realized that this entire trillion-dollar digital universe could collapse with just a single cyber attack. But when I put on my investor glasses, I understood that data protection and cyber defense companies will be the biggest digital vaults of the future. Companies producing new generation quantum encryption and artificial intelligence-supported firewalls are quietly building a massive fortune right now. I am investing my money not only in those flashy technologies, but also in these invisible guards protecting them. Because without security, no system has any value. And I trust those who build these firewalls. But will you surrender your own digital assets to those dark hacker armies, or will you partner with the impenetrable security shields of the future like me?
When I came to the 10th and final point on the map, I saw that massive explosion where everything connects: quantum computing and the metaverse. I was left breathless when I realized that virtual reality combined with the unbelievable processing power of quantum computers will create a simulation indistinguishable from the real world. All those artificial intelligence models, neural chips to be implanted in our brains, and cryptocurrencies are actually working for the construction of this massive digital universe. I see this ultimate universe not just as a place to play games, but as a new world economy worth trillions of dollars. By investing in quantum processors and virtual world infrastructures, I am already getting the title deed of this new universe, and I will never miss this perfect opportunity. But will you choose to stay in this old and boring real world and watch everything from afar? Or will you become one of the founders of this brand new digital universe like me?
This massive map standing before you is not just about technology, but the greatest wealth transfer in history itself. While connecting these 38 points from my own investment plan, I felt in my bones that the future has actually already begun. While people run away in fear, I chose to be a part of this digital revolution and take my share of that massive wealth on the table. I have already determined my side, and I will continue to decode every new technology I encounter on this journey, down to the smallest detail. But will you just settle for watching this historic opportunity from afar, or will you take action to build your own future? Come on, subscribe right now and support me, please.